embarrass your kid. That's good.
I
Good
know.
evening, everyone.
What's going on, everybody?
Welcome to Walking with God. I am Kyle Walker. That is Joe.
Hey,
and
hey.
we are in the middle of talking about terrible jokes as we go live. So
Yeah, and embarrassing our children with them. It's great stuff.
that's the best ever.
Wait until you hear the one I have later.
That's right. That's right. So our dad joke will be brought to you by Joe this week. But,
Amen.
hey, thank you so much for joining us. It is Tuesday, January 15th, payday 2019. This is season 3, episode 2. I don't know why we keep track of that, mainly because I'm just kind of an information overload person, and so I like keeping track of seasons and episode numbers, and I even try and come up with titles. It's amazing. Anyway, I wanted to take a moment, since I know that we have some new viewers. It's a new season. It's a new year. You're wondering who this handsome devil is sitting next to me. Sorry,
That's
ladies.
right.
He's married.
I am.
We're going to reintroduce Joe. This is our good buddy Joe. Joe, tell the people about yourself.
Well, if you go by what Kyle called me earlier, I am the married jackwagon. So,
That's right.
and-
Married
but-
jackwagon.
on a side note, I am Joe, and I am, as Kyle's right, I'm a married guy. My lovely wife, Belinda, will probably be tuning in at some point in time this evening.
She's not on yet.
I know she's not on yet, but she probably will be. I have 3 amazing daughters, and they absolutely rock. And I have a 17-year-old daughter. Her name is Hope. I have a 8-year-old daughter. Her name is
Whoa.
Gabby. Sorry, she just turned 8 on Sunday.
Oh, happy birthday, Gabby.
Happy birthday, Gabby. And
Why
I
are you
have
watching this show? Oh, no.
1-year-old daughter named Lily. And so basically what that means is my wife and I haven't slept in 17 years.
That's y'all's fault.
I understand, and I get it. And so, but that's okay. So that's a little bit about me, and I kind of come and hang out here with you once a month and
Yep.
flap my jaws and try to say something smart.
What does your father say? Spit and heresy?
I occasionally will spit some heresy.
That's right. So, yeah, Joe joins us once a month, every third Tuesday of the month. And I know if you're trying to do the mental math, well, this is only your second show back. How can you already be having Joe? Well, that's because we started a week late. So, anyway, it's third Tuesday of the month. Here's Joe. Go team, go, rah, rah, rah.
Well, it is because the first Tuesday of the month was New Year's Day.
It was New Year's Day, and I wasn't doing a show.
I think most people that we would be talking to would be still recovering.
That's probably true. If you know me and you hang in my circle, you were absolutely recovering on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day.
New Year's Day. You
Don't
weren't
act like
recovering
you
on New
weren't.
Year's Eve.
No.
No.
Doing damage. Anyway, so I told you last week that our good friend Joe, who now that you know a little bit about him, has some very exciting news to share. And so I want to give him the platform to share his very exciting news. Go.
Yeah, so I am a grand total of, what are we, the 14th today?
15th.
15th. I am 15 days into a new job.
There you go.
I had worked at Westside Family Church in Lenexa for around 8 years.
Yep.
And during that time, I started as a part-time employee and kind of worked my way into a closer to full-time, and then a little bit closer to full-time, and finally a full-time employee. And I got the privilege and was asked by a friend of mine and really a friend of ours,
Yes.
to come up and be the care and connections pastor, which basically means that my job is to get to know people's name and then give them a hug.
Which you can do.
I do.
Yes.
I do. And so I am jazzed about being at Westside Leavenworth and being able to get to know a whole bunch of new people, which if anyone here knows me, they know that that is one of my favorite things in the world to do.
Maybe.
It is, I look for opportunities to meet new people, and also it just gives me an opportunity to be able to spread my wings and be a little bit creative. And honestly, the first thing we're getting ready to do is something that I didn't think that I'd get to do at a church, but I'm excited about doing, is we get to throw a Super Bowl party.
Nice.
It's gonna be awesome. So potluck, bring all those incredible healthy football snacks, like meatballs and little smokies and cheese dip.
It's like
Healthy.
If someone brings any hummus, we're gonna have a problem.
I understand.
Kale salad? No.
But I am really jazzed about being able to do that and get to know some of the folks who are there in that process.
There you go.
So listen, it's a great place, and it's an incredible church, and I really hope that I get to add to that.
Yes.
And I must be doing something right because I'm 15 days in and they haven't fired me yet.
Well, yeah, anything under 90 days, they can basically get rid of you. If you get over 90 days, you're great.
Well, dude, then
golden.
I only have to hold my breath for 75 more days.
So close.
Man, I'm getting close.
So close.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so that's Westside Family Church Leavenworth.
Leavenworth,
is
yeah.
where you're at. So if you're in the Leavenworth area, now you know a guy.
Come check it out, man. We're on Eisenhower Road.
Now you're still right across from the golf course, correct?
We are. We're in what was the Play, Bounce, and Jump. So, like,
that could be a fun church.
It really kind of was. It was like a giant trampoline. The building was at one point in time. So, so just come see us. I would love it. Come find me. I'll give you a hug.
Eisenhower Road, right across from the Leavenworth Country Club. If you are in that area, check it out. And your first day, can I announce your first day of actually getting up there and preaching?
Yeah, I get to. Yeah, you go ahead.
All right, so
you asked.
St. Patrick's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. I am looking for a very large green suit.
Yes.
But I mean, because Kyle and I, we are men of tiny stature, and
very much
tiny stature, and so no. March the 17th, I get to get up and I get to talk about what it means to be loving, and how when we're loving towards other people, it can radically impact their lives and the lives of those people around us, and the benefits that it has for us as well.
There you go.
So I'm jazzed, and the more we get closer to that, the more I can talk about it a little bit.
Yes,
because I really just found out like 2 days ago.
Yeah, it's still early goings.
Yeah.
But, we'll see if everyone from the show, if we want to go crash Westside Leavenworth on March 17th.
That would be fun. Come up and see me afterwards. We'll eat barbecue.
Yeah, I think we should. So that is Joe's big news. The other big news, of course, if you are local to Kansas City, as most of my viewers are.
Right here.
Yeah, things going quite well for our Chiefs. The Kansas City Chiefs are in the AFC Championship game. No,
I don't do that. No, not going to do that.
Ooh, thought he was going down wrong
I was
road.
not going to do it. I just wanted to see your reaction.
Yeah. So like we actually are going to talk a little KC Chiefs football, because the Chiefs won their game on Sunday in front of a wonderful home crowd at Arrowhead. And so this is exciting stuff. This town gets super jazzed whenever things are going well for the sports teams. If you remember 2014, 2015, when the Royals were in the World Series, this place was electric.
Bonkers.
Yeah. And now that's starting to slowly build up again for the Chiefs. Everyone was a little worried when the Colts came to town because we've had not so great luck with Indianapolis.
Len Elliott.
Why do you have to bring his name up on the
I'm
show?
sorry, but listen. No. See, when Vinatieri missed the field goal, the curse of Len Elliott had gone away.
Yeah, but that's also because Vinatieri is about 64 years old.
He is 77.
77.
Right.
Sorry, my bad.
But if I could kick a football at 77, half as far as he does, heck, if I could kick a football half as far as he does right now, I'd be a happy guy.
I can't even kick a football right now.
Right.
Hurt my hips or something.
I'd fall over.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
So what I thought would be kind of fun, since we are actually taking a moment or two to talk football, is the Chiefs have the New England Patriots coming up this weekend. The vaunted and hated New England Patriots. So in front of all of you, Joe and I have our predictions for who is going to win this game and the score. You want to put a friendly wager on this, on who's closest?
I'm in. Nachos next time I come on.
Nachos. All right, post-show nachos. Are you ready?
So wait, hold on.
Okay.
Because truthfully, the real winners are going to be the people who are not foolish enough to sit out in 5 degrees.
That's
and
true.
They're sitting in their warmth of their own home, enjoying the game, which will be Kyle. And I'm going to find a place to watch the game. So that is not Arrowhead Stadium.
Yeah, that is not 5 degrees.
Even though I am quite proud of those who will go out and brave the weather for me on my behalf.
If you go out there, I hope you scream really loud, but I won't be joining you.
Yes, and I will pray that frostbite does not hurt you.
You know, for me, I'm saving my voice for the show.
Are you?
Yeah. For future shows, I'm going to save my voice by not going out to Arrowhead and screaming
I'm
my head off.
saving my life because I have a 1-year-old and I don't want to die. So
depends. What kind of life insurance policy you got at your new job? No,
not enough.
Get your board. Are you ready?
I am ready.
All right, everyone, mark it down. Here's what the guesses are. Dun dun dun. All right, and go.
Walker has.
I've got 28-35. The Chiefs in the cold.
And I have Chiefs 28, losers 13.
Yeah. Okay. So that's the Patriots also, right? Losers.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
You could have put.
Matter. See, man, I ain't afraid of no goat.
That-
We started the dad jokes early.
Yeah, that joke is really bad.
It is really bad.
All right, so there we go. There's your
Yes.
predictions. It's now marked down for everyone to ridicule us for later.
Right here, it is. This is what it's gonna be.
There you go. So you are hoping that those are your post-show nacho winning numbers right there.
Or at least closer. Now, how are we going to figure out who got closer? Are we going to go?
We're going to look at the final score.
I get that.
Okay.
I get that. Are we going to go based on total points, or are we going to go based on distance between? Because there's 7 points in between you.
Mm-hmm.
There's 15 points in between mine.
Look at your math. That's awesome.
What's that? There's 15. What is your final score?
I don't know. Whatever I wrote down, I threw it over there.
Okay. I don't remember.
35-28.
So that's 7 points.
Yes, a touchdown.
And mine is 15.
More. Yeah.
So how are we going to figure out who actually wins this thing?
I'm sure we'll figure it out. I don't know. Whoever's closer. If it's a blowout,
Me.
you win. If it's close, I win.
Truth of the matter is, I win.
Yeah.
That's how this works.
Well, and if the Chiefs win, really, we all win, and I'll gladly pay for nachos. Everyone come join us. And we'll all have nachos.
We'll all have nachos.
That's right. That's
so,
right. So,
except for Amy, who just joined us, and if she comes because she's doing the whole 30, I know she will buy the nachos, and she will watch us eat them.
Begrudgingly and angrily.
That's okay.
Staring at us eating nachos.
Listen, no, I'm not worried about that. I'm only worried about us eating nachos.
Have you met Amy?
I have met Amy.
She could beat the both of us.
Hey, hi, Amy.
Hi.
So, okay.
Remember who had your back in this argument?
Yeah, it was Kyle, not me. I'm sorry.
That's correct. All right. So near our halfway point, it is now our new rule that we have a truly terrible joke.
Oh, and I have one.
And Joe has a truly terrible joke before we move on to the next section of our show. So, Joe, dad joke us away.
Are you guys ready for this?
No.
This is really exciting. You know, I've always struggled with Pokemon. I don't think it sounds a lot like a card game. I think it sounds more like a bad night in a Jamaican prison than a card game. If you do not like that, it could be a trip to a Rastafarian proctologist. Pokemon. And with that, we're going to keep moving on.
I don't know. Is there really any way to recover from that? I don't know if recovery is possible at this point. Have a good night, everybody.
I think we can do it.
So we're going to build off of what we talked about last week a little bit, and then, of course, what we're talking about tonight. Tonight we are discussing the excitement over Kansas City because of the football game. Also, we are still piggybacking on the excitement of starting a new year. Oh, I don't think Amy liked your joke.
No, Amy really liked my joke. I know that response.
Sure. So we're piggybacking off of last week's show. We're in January. We're still starting the new year. And we talked about doing two things. We talked about kind of going all in, again, the whole Vegas reference of pushing all your chips to the center of the table here in 2019. Yeah. And so we're gonna go over that, each one of us, on how Joe and myself are really going to go all in for 2019. And one of the things that we said, and if we want to go back to a card reference, sometimes you have to fold or you have to discard some cards.
Yeah.
And that's what we're going to work on from 2018. So we're still going to keep talking about how we're going all in for 2019 because we're still in January. The year is very young, only 2 weeks in. And then what it is from 2018, we're going to go ahead and leave behind. So, Joe, if you can recover from that awful joke.
I am already recovered.
Oh, I don't think I have. It hurts right
Which
here.
is good that you're asking me a question, so I can talk while you take a moment.
I'm going to take a moment. And so, Joe, going all in for 2019. What in 2019 really has you jazzed?
Yeah. So part of what I didn't share earlier, and Kyle, sometimes I think that when we start talking about the things that we're leaving behind, I think we have to be honest and say that sometimes, even if it's a good thing to leave behind, it comes with pain.
Oh, sure.
Because what I'm jazzed about this new year is that I have, for the first time in a decade, I get to have just one job.
One. Now, preface that a little bit. A hair backstory.
I'm going to. Guys, well, I'll just tell you, for 19 years, 8 months, and 6 days, I had the privilege of working for, not taking care of, but working for over 500 adults and children with developmental disabilities.
Okay.
And I loved those moments.
Mhm.
I loved the hugs that I got from my friend Elliot, and I even loved getting kicked by my friend Tim, because they meant the same thing. They meant that I was safe and that I was, and that they trusted me.
Mhm.
And I could tell stories about all of these folks, but what happened during that time is I worked 2 full-time jobs for almost a decade.
Oof.
And now, by the grace of God, I didn't get exhausted. I didn't, by the grace of God, I didn't get exhausted and I didn't burn out.
Right.
But what did happen is oftentimes my family got left behind.
Which will happen working 2 full-time jobs.
Which will happen working 2 full-time jobs. Now, the reason we were working 2 full-time jobs, and you have discussed this here before when we talked about things we were thankful for,
Mhm.
when I said sending off your last credit card payment.
Right. Right.
I worked 2 full-time jobs because my wife and I at one point in time did some very foolish things with money.
Who hasn't been there?
And you know, I'm not proud of it, but I'm proud of the fact that we responded well.
Right.
And that we worked our way through it instead of taking the easy way out.
Mhm.
Which was offered to us.
Sure.
But I got to be, last week on Friday was my last day at my second job.
Mhm.
And so there's some emotion that comes with it, but what am I looking forward to?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to rediscovering what it means to have fun with my family. I'm looking forward to being able to spend some extra time with them, things that I wouldn't have been able to do had my current situation remained my past situation remained my current situation.
Right.
And I am so excited about this. And it's a big thing. This year for Christmas, we gave all of our gifts, and I this is one of those things where I put a little thought into it. And I made this little box, and it was just a little generic box.
Sure.
But on the inside of it, I put 13 envelopes and some watches. And I told them that because this was when I got to tell my kids that I was only going to have one job.
Mm.
My wife knew, but my kids didn't know. And so
cool.
I got to tell them, Daddy's about to only have one job. And so my gift for you this year is time. And so each month, we've set up, they'll open an envelope each month, and it'll be something new that we get to go do together.
Right.
Like in January, or we get to do it home together. Like in
Right.
January, it was funny because, it's one of those God has a sense of humor sort of things, because I wrote down, when it's cold outside, you might as well watch movies.
Correct.
Well, this last weekend was pretty cold and pretty snowy, and it was the weekend that we had actually selected to watch our movies. So I got to watch three movies and eat all sorts of popcorn and really bad nachos. Right. Because we did movie theater food, and we all know that movie theater nachos are not the best. And hot dogs and candy and big pickles and all the movie theater things, and we watched 3 movies and we just had a blast, and we put phones away and then next month I let them open their next thing so we could put it on the calendar.
Sure. And
so on February the 9th, they're cashing in their next envelope, and we're going to go visit it. We're going to go visit a community where we've never been and go eat at a restaurant they've never heard of.
Right.
And this is what they chose. They chose that over another option. But there's going to be all sorts of stuff this summer. Different little day trips, and some maybe a little bit longer. But I am so excited, one, about sleeping in my own bed every night. That is something that hasn't happened in a long time. But 2, being able to have that time and to know that my daughter Lily, she's never going to know a daddy that has 2 jobs.
Well, that's pretty nice right there. Yeah.
And that my middle daughter Gabby, for the first time, she gets to know one that doesn't have 2 jobs.
Right.
This is an enormous thing.
Definitely good news.
And so what am I looking forward to? Where am I going all in 2019? With my wife and my girls.
Nice.
Because I've been going all in for them for the last decade. Now I get to go all in with them.
Sure. Yep, that's awesome. Very good.
That's it. That's me right now.
Nice. No, that's cool.
It's a new job, losing another one, getting to spend time with my kids. I've got things are good right now, bro.
Yeah, you're going to be busy this year now, but the right kind of busy.
But busy I can deal with. So,
right.
yeah.
Well, I just a little bit about where I'm going. I've tried to think about this some myself. I'm not getting any younger, and I know that seems shocking because of my rugged good looks.
Well, yeah, and the dulcet tones of your voice.
That's right, golden even. But yeah, no, for me, it's still just that pursuit of chasing off that fat kid of a decade ago. Still running marathons while my body's going to let me run marathons, playing softball while it's going to let me play softball. Really, this year, I'm most looking forward to just continuing to try and push away the ghost of Fat Boy past. And I entered the lottery for the New York Marathon. See if we get there. I made the Chicago Marathon
for a second year in a row. That means a second year of pizza.
Yes, unless I make New York, and then Chicago gets deferred to next year because New York would be kind of a big deal.
Oh, and okay.
If there's any way possible, that would be a trip I'd like to take my girls on. But I am taking my girls on a trip to Duluth, Minnesota. Duluth, Minnesota. So we're psyched about that. Renting a house that is on a sandbar in the middle of one of the Great Lakes.
Sweet, dude.
Yeah. So that's going to be super
Water's
cool.
kind of cold. Don't go swimming.
No, we're not going to go swimming.
You got a boat?
No. Well, no, I think we could rent one if we wanted to.
That'd be pretty cool.
Either which way, we're going up there for Grandma's Marathon. We're actually taking the girls' grandma, who's watching right now. Why not? Because it's Grandma's Marathon. So my girls will actually get to see me finish a full marathon for the first time ever.
Nice.
And just experience a full marathon environment with 9,000 people who are completing something that only 1% of the population will ever complete, and that's a full marathon.
Yeah.
And if you've not been at the finish line of a full marathon, you're missing something special, because the tears of joy as people cross, or in my case, the tears of pain. Why did I ever sign up to do this? I hate myself. Let's do it again next month. It's an experience. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm going all in on just one more year of good physical activity while my body can do it. But in order to do that, we have to cast away some of the nonsense from years past. And so, Joe, you got to get rid of something from 2018. What are you getting rid of? What is finally getting cast away?
Yeah, man, that's a big question.
Isn't it though?
And
I never said this would be easy.
No. And the truth of the matter is, I don't think I was prepared for this question. So this is going to get really interesting really fast. No, I think that some of this comes back to, I used to joke with people that I had a reputation to uphold. So I'd hide my emotions on things, and I'd hide some of those other things, and I try to come across as somebody that I wasn't necessarily.
Sure.
And I laughed. Somebody asked, "Who's cutting onions in here?" You're making people cry, Kyle.
I don't think it's me. It's your story.
Whatever. It had nothing to do with
it was
me.
about
totally
you and your family.
That's
whatever. Sweet and stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying. But no, honestly, I think it is getting to the point where I can be able to be, I can stop being emotionally dishonest with things.
Yeah.
And if something really hurts, I'm going to let it hurt.
Mm-hmm.
And if something really makes me happy, I'm not going to hide it.
Right.
And if something ticks me off, I'll temper it, but I won't try to sugarcoat things.
Right.
So what am I leaving behind? Honestly, I think it's this element of emotional dishonesty.
Yeah.
Because there were things in the past that would tug at my heartstrings, and I'd call myself Nancy and suck it up, and which is not the way to go.
I called you Barbara.
You did.
Yeah, suck it up, Barbara.
That's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. And so I think that's the thing that right now, if I had to narrow it down right now, and I'm sure there's other things that I'm going to realize.
Oh, sure.
But today, that's the one.
Okay. It's funny. Now, see, we didn't talk about this before the show.
Yeah,
what?
Jerk.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to blindside him with one.
Jackwagon.
But what's funny is what I'm trying to leave behind in 2018 is much along the same vein. Now, I told you guys last week that I'm going to be more open and more honest. I'm going to be more me than I have before. I'm not going to be sugarcoating politically correct podcast guy. I'm talking as myself. And if you've watched the show for any period of time, and you know, because we've talked about this previous, there is some nonsense from 2018 that I brought that I'm trying, to leave behind. And that's the way that this show is now being done now by itself. We started, and I'll just say what it is. We started with WITV7, and I thought that was something that was going to be a lasting partnership that was really going to help both sides grow into something special.
Right, and truthfully, we can say thank you for them. Thank you to them for helping us with that beginning. You know?
I thank them for the beginning. I am not thankful for the end.
Well, sure.
The end is what hurt. When you are basically fired from your volunteer gig, it's painful, and I carried a lot of anger forward about that. So what I'm trying to leave behind is my displeasure with how our separation was over the summer. You know, I wish them all the best, and that is honest to God truth. I hope they do well, but I hope we do well. And another thing I'm taking to 2019, I'm going to leave in the past, is the doubts, the self-doubt that I have about this show. I am always worried on if I'm good enough, or if this is good enough, or should I even do it? Is it actually helping someone? Am I wasting time? Do I sound like a fool? Am I smart enough to get this done? You know what? The hell with all that. You people are watching. There's 6 people watching live right now. People are commenting. People watch. This is helpful. We are doing something well. And if one person watches a week, I'm going to thank that one person, and I will see you next week. So that is what I'm going to try and do. I have to stop doubting that what we're doing here matters. Yeah. It matters to someone.
Sure it does.
And even if it's just you and I hanging out on a Tuesday night, it matters. And so that is what I'm going to try and leave in 2018, is all my self-doubts that what we're doing here makes a difference.
Yeah.
Because I think it does. And people have told me it does, but you know, it's that emotional honesty. People say, oh man, your show was really good, or that episode really spoke to me. But you know, it's like I hear it and I thank you for it, but it doesn't resonate. It doesn't hit me like, wow, I was helpful. It's like, oh, they must not know what they're talking about, or oh, they must have been watching a different show because it wasn't me. So,
dude, they're smarter than you. You need to listen to them.
Who isn't?
Well, there's a few people.
Name 3. No, don't do that.
I can start.
There's backstory to that joke.
Yeah.
Anywho, so that is what I'm leaving behind. So, folks, you have more examples of how we're all going to go all in 2019, and how I really, really, in my heart, believe we can make this a fabulous, fantastical year. I'm making up my own words. Fantastical.
Fantastical's a good
That's
word.
how good it's going to be. And then we're going to leave nonsense in 2018.
Sure.
Now, next week, we're going to talk more about this, because I feel like in January, you're still resetting. You can still talk about leaving things in the past and looking ahead. And then when we get into February, it's foot on the gas. It's full throttle forward. So next week, we're going to talk more about what we're going to leave behind and why we're going to do it. What I want from you folks, all of you watching, last season and season 2, because again, we're hooked on seasons. You know, Joe and I wanted like the really difficult subjects, like the things that you were kind of afraid to mention that you would like people to talk about. We talked about what if the church hurt you, and we've talked about, faith issues and posture. We've hit some hard subjects. We can continue to do that.
Heck yeah.
More than happy to. But if there is something that you want, if you want us to spend 30 minutes talking football, we will. If you want 30 minutes of Joe telling you how great his new job is, we'll absolutely make that happen. And we will up the population that is in there every Sunday. Not that you guys need my help. That place is booming.
Yeah, they're doing well.
Leavenworth is huge right now, so awesome to them. So, if you have a thought, if you have feedback, if you want Joe and I to cover something, if you want to hear, his opinions on being married, and you kind of know my opinions about being divorced, we can have him speak about relational issues, because I'm sure you've counseled a couple or two.
I've tried.
Yeah, once or twice. So, folks, that's what I want. I really want you guys to reach out and let us know. Let us know the direction you want us to go. We don't have to sit here and come up with 30 minutes of monologue. We'll talk to you. You just have to tell us what you want. All right, because we're not mind readers. I wish I was. If I was, I'd probably still be married. But I'm not a mind reader, so here we sit today. So that's going to do it.
Yeah, man.
It's 8:30.
It is.
Pray us on out of here.
All right. So, Jesus, I just want to pray and ask that, and just I pray that this was an honoring 30 minutes for you. I know that Kyle and I, we talked about all sorts of stuff, but the cool part about this is that in real conversation when we start talking about things that you can be honored regardless of what and how we talk about it. And so I pray that this is that through the rest of this year, that this become a time where whether it be emotional dishonesty or insecurities, that those things are tossed away.
Mhm.
And that Kyle and I are able to come here and just be Joe and Kyle and talk about our love for you, and talk about the other things that we love, and talk about the things that you've taught us. And so Jesus, I say I love you. I will talk with you again soon. Amen.
Amen. That's going to do it for us. I will be back next week. We're going to continue on. Joe here in a month is going to owe me post-show nachos because I'm winning the Chiefs bet.
Stinking
way. Yeah. Football mastermind here.
Whatever.
Yeah, but no matter who wins, go Chiefs. Go Chiefs.
Listen, it doesn't matter because the Chiefs are going to win.
If the Chiefs win, we all win.
We all win.
I don't care.
Especially those in the
Yeah, especially those in the comfort of their own home. Hey, everyone be safe. Have a great week. We will see you back next Tuesday night. Joe will be back in February. I'll get you the date when I got it. Anyway,
I don't know what it is.
Have a good night.
Calendar.
Bye.
Later.